Welcome po ngayon dito sa Pinoy Channel, no? Galing-galing talaga ng ano. Dito po ngayon, para pasinayaan ang aming show, ang Kumintang Folk Dance Ensemble. Kamustahin naman natin sila. Kamusta?
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That was awesome. Ganda-ganda naman ng performance. So, para simulan ang ating formal na talakayan ngayong umaga, Kuya Gani.
Mayong buntag sa inyong tanan, especially katong atong mga kaigalaan, gikan sa Visayas and Mindanao.
Naimbag nga bigat, kada kayo amin para naman sa ating mga kababayang Ilocano.
Para sa mga kababayan nating Kapampangan, mayap aabak kekongan.
Para sa mga kababayan nating mga Bicolano dyan, marahay na aga sa Indugabos.
At para sa mga kababayan naman nating Becky dyan, good morning! Aura-aura lang, Kid Bells, push niyo yan. Kamusta? We have here Melissa and Trisha to ang ating mga naggagandahang mga dance instructors para sa Kumintang Folk Dance Ensembles. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
And pakilala niyo naman sa amin yung mga nag-perform kanina.
Sure.
Please.
To the left here we have Alex, Julian, Jono, and Mia.
Wow. So, Melissa and Trisha, can you tell us more about the Kumintang Folk Dance Ensemble, please?
Sure. Well, this year it's under new cultural directors. As I mentioned, Melissa and myself, Trisha. And a lot of the influence came from our papa, June Cruz, who taught for such a long time, and we were dancing since we were kids. So we're bringing a lot of that back, a lot of those influences. We've been practicing for the last few months, and really wonderful and talented group, and we're really excited to showcase them in this year's Folk Fest.
Wow, I'm really excited to see the new breed of Kumintang Folk Dance Ensemble. Kasi, di ba, this is like a new leadership, right?
Yes.
Yes. And Melissa, tell us more about the dance kanina na ginawa nila.
Sure, Tinikling is said to be the national dance of the Philippines. Today they have mimicked two tickling birds prancing through tall grass and bamboo plants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so then here they had jumped through the bamboo poles and make it more fun and exciting when it gets more faster and complicated.
Oh, wow. I love to be dancing in Tinikling as well.
And that was just a sample, Joey.
Sample lang yung patikim because remember what are the activities and events that are that the Kumintang Folk Dance Ensemble are engaged with today? Like for this coming year? Oh, yeah, for this year too.
Sure. For this year, the main event, we have Folk Fest, which is August 13th, 14th, and 15th. We have a couple shows out of town, North Battleford. We have another one coming up in July.
Oh, and they can invite you, if, for example, performance-wise, they can?
Oh, absolutely.
All right.
Just contact us and we'll try to get it going.
Yeah, get in touch with them, okay? So, ngayon, ano pang hinihintay natin? Simulan na natin ang pinakamagandang segment ngayon at show ngayong araw. Welcome po sa
Pinoy Channel!
Welcome back to Pinoy Channel. Maraming salamat sa mga nanood ng unang episode ng Pinoy Channel about the 4 in 4 out rule. Sana po marami kayong natutunan sa episode na yon.
That's right, Jeric. At today, pag-uusapan natin, since it's spring and summer, pag-uusapan natin ng isang mahalaga at napapanahong topic ng mga bagong immigrant dito sa Canada. Ito yung pagbili ng bahay.
Oo naman.
Joey Dex, pag kayo ba bumibili ng bahay, o nung kayo ay bumili ng bahay, ano ba yung una nyong tiningnan? Ako personally, ang kailangan ko kasi storage. I need a lot of storage sa bahay.
I see.
Joey.
Ako naman, ang gusto ko sa bahay, less maintenance kasi dahil nga busy akong tao.
Ang tamad.
Hindi naman, kuya, busy lang. Ano lang, gusto ko kasi yung less maintenance, yung tipong, lalo na kuya, pag winter, ako mahirap mag-shovel, di ba? Aminin natin yan, nag-shovel tayo lahat, no? Pero syempre, yung property na gusto ko is somehow maintenance-free.
I see. Ako naman ang gusto ko maluwag. Kasi, alam mo yun, lagi kasi tayo may mga bisita. So, kapag ka medyo masigip ang bahay, lalo pag maraming gamit, medyo nakaka-awkward bang tingnan. So, ang gusto ko medyo maluwag.
And you have 2 little children, ano?
Yeah.
Na kailangan ng space, magtakbo-takbo.
Sa akin, importante ang location. Di baling maliit ang bahay, basta malapit sa mga establishments. At saka yung future growth ay malinaw.
Ang ganda ng bahay niya ni kuya eh.
Mayroon naman ako nabiling kubo.
Meron niyang gazebo.
Yeah. So pero syempre, lahat naman tayo, pagdating sa pagkuha ng bahay, iba-iba tayo ng trip. Pero dapat alam natin kung ano yung mga importante na dapat natin i-consider sa pagkuha ng bahay, lalo na pagdating sa tinatawag nating mga first-time home buyer.
Tama-tama yan. At saka sabi nga sa kasabihan, a house is not a home. Tama ba ako doon? Tama ba ako sa mga saying na yun?
May kasabihan ba ganun?
May kasabihan ba ganun? Kung meron mga kasabihan, sabihin nyo na rin. Okay? Na a house is not a home. Para po sa bigyan tayo ng karagdagang kaalaman tungkol sa pagbili ng bahay. Andito po ang special segment report ni Ernest Vigonte, ang ating insider at resident realtor para bigyan tayo ng Real Estate 101. Tara, tunghayan natin.
Stay tuned.
Tingnan natin to.
Napag-usapan na rin natin about the home inspection. So I am here today with Mr. Nigel Hoplinsons of Accurate Home Inspection. Mr. Nigel, how are you?
Mabuti, Ernesto. ¿Cómo está?
I'm good, thank you. So, Mr. Nigel, what are the things needs to be considered in doing the home inspection?
Well, when the inspector comes into the home, Ernesto, he's going to, or she is going to look at basically 9 major components of the home. And it starts right with the roofing, then what the roof is made out of and the penetrations through the roof, the integrity there. Then it'll go to the exterior. We move and include the structure of the building itself, from the roof to the foundation to the floor. And then we're going to look at ventilation and insulation, so it's warm and dry, comfortable, and cool and dry and comfortable in the summertime, of course. We look at the electrical. We also look at the plumbing and the heating and cooling. And we ended off with the interior. And when we end off with the interior, what I mean is not the paint colors look good and that sort of thing. What we're looking at is the floors, the doors, the windows, the walls, how the stuff is built, and are we seeing any signs of failure in any of the construction. We'll also look at the cabinets and the counters and those types of things. The flooring, looking at condition, looking at the quality of the materials, so the life expectancy that can be gotten from that.
Well, thank you for the wonderful insights, Nigel. So, for the benefit of our Filipino televiewers here, what would be your advice for first-time home buyers?
For a first-time home buyer, when you have made an offer on a home, you want to make arrangements for the home inspector to come in. And the home inspector should be somebody that you're comfortable working with. Most realtors will give you 2 or 3 options, probably, of fellows that they know or they understand are good and they can work with them in that. Do your homework, though, for yourself. Make sure that that person's got the credentials, has some experience in the type of home that they're inspecting and the components that are there. For instance, if you're buying a log home, you're going to want to have somebody who's got experience and knowledge in how log homes are built and how they age over time. You're also going to want to make sure that when you meet up with your home inspector, ask to see a sample report from them. And then you'll get an idea of what kind of inspection and how the information is parlayed back to you on that. The report should be more than 3 or 4 pages. Typically a good report runs about 20 pages long. So another side to the whole inspection is allow yourself time from the time of the inspection. Book it early so you have 2 or 3 days to really understand what's in the report before you have to make a decision on the home itself.
Well, thank you so much, Nigel. It was a great pleasure to have you here. Wish you all the luck and thank you again.
Thank you. Salamat.
Mabuti. Thank you.
Welcome back to Pinoy Channel. So ngayon, makakasama po natin sa ating studio ang ating resident real estate agent na si Ernest Bigonte. At ganun din po kasama natin si Shay Loresca, isang mortgage associate. So sila po makakasama natin ngayon sa ating topic about sa pagkuha ng bahay, lalong-lalo na sa mga first-time buyer. So ang unang kong tanong, Shay, para sa iyo, no? Bakit nga ba kailangan bumili ng bahay kaysa mag-rent?
Okay. So, since shelter is one of the basic necessities ng mga tao, importante na meron tayong matitirhan, whether you're renting or you're owning a house. Okay. However, kung meron ka namang excess fund to pay additional expenses like utilities, property taxes, insurance, why not to buy your own house? Okay, at least nag-i-invest ka, nagbi-build up ka ng equity, which in the future, magagamit mo siya in case ayaw mo na ng bahay, pwede mo siyang ibenta. At sa ating mga Pilipino, di ba, meron nga tayong kasabihan na ang pagkakaroon ng sariling bahay is a sense of ownership and a measure of success.
I see.
Si Ernest ay isang realtor at si Shay isang mortgage associate. Ano ba ang role ninyo sa home buying process?
Well, sa home buying process kasi there's two areas. So me as a realtor, and the other side is about the financing. So as a role of a realtor, so we're a licensed professional. So ang role namin is like we assist our clients. So in every step of the way, for example, we have historical sales data ng mga houses na nabenta for that certain areas. Ano ba yung mga information about the neighborhood, basically. And also, we assist them in every transaction. So paperwork from the start up to the end. So includes the lawyer and everything like that.
Okay. Ako naman bilang mortgage associate, tulad na nasabi ni Ernest, kami yung humahanap ng financing para pondohan yung bahay na bibilin mo. So, as a broker, we are connected to different lenders.
And at that stage, do they pay you any fees?
Huwag silang mag-alala dahil ang aming serbisyo ay free. Ang nagbabayad sa amin ay yung mga lenders.
So yun, Dex, ang importante, no? Kasi you get all the information from a realtor and mortgage associate na hindi ka gumagastos. So why not get their services?
Correct.
Correct. Kasi may mga Pilipino na natatakot actually na humingi ng tulong sa mga real estate at saka mortgage specialist. Akala nila na may babayaran silang fees kapag ginawa nila yon. So dapat inaalam muna nila yung technicality ng mga ganyang klaseng bagay. Ang pangalawang tanong para sa Ernest,
sure.
Meron kasi nagtanong din na when is the best time para bumili ng bahay? May nagsasabi kasi na ang sabi nila mas magandang bumili kapag winter.
Well, the best time is all the time. So there's no specific rules that set on stone na kailangan bibili ako ng winter time o bibili ako ng summer time. So it depends on preference din ng buyer yan eh. So like for example, an advantage ng pagbili ng bahay for spring or summer kasi nakikita mo yung buong neighborhood, nakikita mo yung paligid, especially here sa Saskatchewan. We have longer winter, so probably 8 months out of 12 months is meron tayong snow. So, ang advantage kasi noon is nakita mo yung buong neighborhood, machi-check mo rin physically yung exterior ng bahay. So, for shingles, kung there's any other leaks and everything. But for winter naman, so, dyan mo makikita kung ano yung condition ng bahay during the winter time. So, especially yung gumagana ba yung furnace. So, yung mga advantages din ng pagbili ng bahay sa winter. But there's no set on stone na kailangan, bibili ako ng winter time o bibili ako ng summer time. So, yun lang.
So given that, ano ba talaga ang dapat i-consider ng isang home buyer sa perspective ng isang realtor at ng isang mortgage associate?
Well, number one, you're financially prepared. Alam natin na pagbili ng bahay ay napakalaking desisyon. Imagine 50% of your income mapupunta lang sa pagbili or pag-maintain ng bahay. Nandiyan ang pagbabayad ng mortgage, ng insurance, property taxes. So, if you will combine that together and if you will try to look at your income, that's already 50%. So, how can you afford to spend on other things na ang 50% ng income mo napupunta lang sa mortgage, sa pag-maintain ng bahay and having owing an house.
I see. So, kung halimbawa kukuha ako ng bahay, can you give mga konting requirements lang na pwede natin ipaano sa publiko na ano ba yung mga requirements ko sa pagkuha ng bahay, and then paano ako magiging eligible para makakuha ng mortgage loan?
Okay, in terms of the requirements, it's very simple to apply for a mortgage. Alright? Number one is, kung ikaw ay isang empleyado, kailangan mo lang mag-present ng employment letter. Dito sa employment letter nito, nakasaad dapat kung ano ang position mo sa company, yung tenure mo sa company mo, at yung salary mo. Let's say if you are salaried or hourly type employee, dapat naka-indicate yon. At the same time, you have to present your pay stub. Kung ikaw naman ay isang self-employed individual or kung may negosyo ka, dapat i-present mo ang iyong financial statements. Along with that requirements, kailangan mo rin mag-present ng notice of assessment. Ito ay isang document na nanggagaling sa CRA. At higit sa lahat, you have to present a bank statement or ito yung magpo-prove na meron kang pondo or funds to pay your down payment.
Well, since malapit sa puso ko ang immigration, so itatanungin kita siya, how soon can a new immigrant buy a house?
Alright. As a general rule, dapat merong at least 1-year residency ang isang borrower. So at least yung 1-year residency na yon, makaka-establish na siya ng credit history. Yung credibility na kakayahan niyang magbayad ng isang utang.
See. So sa natin ngayon, ang dami natin natututunan from Shay Loresca and also Ernesto Vigonte, Pero actually marami pa tayong dapat itanong sa kanila, but kasi napakaganda ng discussion na to, but we only have a limited time. Pero kung meron kayong mga ibang katanungan, pwede nyo kaming kontakin in Filipino Business Club. And also you can alam ko si Ernesto, meron siyang isang website, right?
Yeah, you can visit my website www.ernestoviconte.com. So kung may mga question po kayo regarding sa real estate, feel free to send me an email.
At sa pagbabalik po ng Pinoy Channel, pag-uusapan natin ang implication ng tax and insurance sa pagbili ng bahay.
Welcome back po sa Pinoy Channel. Kasama po natin ngayon ang ating resident na financial advisor from Greatway Financial, si Joey Amor.
Hello.
At syempre kasama din natin ang ating resident taxman, ang COO ng Fabi Tax and Accounting, Mr. Sagani Fabi.
Thanks for having me here.
Okay, so napakahalaga ng ating napakahalaga ng pag-uusapan natin ngayon kasi kanina pinag-uusapan natin yung pagkuha ng bahay. So kaya nandito tong dalawa na to is para matulungan tayo sa mga additional na katanungan. Lalo na kapag syempre halimbawa nakakuha na sila ng bahay, natulungan na ni Ernest Vigonte pagkuha ng bahay, and then natulungan din ni Sheila Loresca sa pagkuha ng mortgage loan. So tatanungin natin sila kung ano pa ba yung mga dapat nilang malaman na additional cost kapag kumuha ka ng bagong bahay.
Okay. Tama yan. So, meron bang mga additional costs after nun dahil nga after ma-approve sila sa loan at makuha nila yung bahay, ito naman yung susunod. Protection na ng kanilang loan at the same time ang kanilang bahay. So, people meron tayong mga options on how to protect our investment that can turn into a liability in the future kung may mangyari in the middle of, nung mortgage portion ng client. Ang client or ang homeowner, pwede siyang kumuha ng either mortgage insurance or life insurance. Okay?
So, what's the difference between the two, Joey?
Okay. Actually, ang purpose ng dalawa is basically is to protect the mortgage, okay? To protect the loan. Kasi ang mangyayari nito is the bank or the lender, pinahiram kanya ng kaukulang pera to buy the house, no? So, kailangan, ang mortgage insurance kasi works as while your mortgage is declining yung value, nababa siya habang kasi hinuhulugan mo yon, So, pag mortgage insurance ka, kung ano pang may nangyari sa'yo in the middle of your contribution, kung magkano yung mortgage na titira, yun ang ibabalik ng insurer, pero hindi ibabalik yun sa inyo, doon sa homeowner, kundi ibabalik yun sa lender. Sa life insurance naman, it works like a regular insurance wherein pinoprotektahan naman ito yung buhay ng tao. Kaya pag may nangyari sa kanya, at for example, ang value ng bahay na natira sa mortgage na 300,000, ang natira ay 100,000. Okay? So, mangyayari nun, yung mortgage, kung meron kang life insurance sa 300,000, babayaran yung 100,000 at yung 200,000 mapupunta sa pamilya.
I see. So personally, base dun sa explanation mo, I would prefer life insurance. Right? Now, isa rin sa mga dapat nilang, alam mo yun, dapat nilang malaman yung tungkol sa RRSP. Lalo na sa mga taong kararating pa lang dito, ano, yung mga kumbaga, unang taon pa lang dito. Napaka-importante din ito, yung RRSP, or Registered Retirement Savings Plan. Ano ba yung gamit ng RRSP na to para sa pagkuha ng bahay? Yung tinatawag natin first time home buyers plan. So, sasagutin niya naman ni Gani.
Unang-una, magandang naitanong mo yan. Una-una kung gusto kong pag-usapan yung first-time home buyers tax credit. Ano? Kasi napapag-usapan kanina, yung costs involved. On the other side of it naman, meron namang mga incentive na binibigay ang gobyerno kapag ikaw ay unang-unang bumili ng bahay or first-time home buyer. Meron tinatawag na first-time home buyer tax credit. Now, first let's define that. I will tell you what it's not. Unang-una, hindi siya the reimbursement ng down payment. Kasi maraming hindi nakakaintindi niya. Pangalawa, hindi rin siya yung moving expenses. Iba yung moving expenses. So what is a first-time home buyer's tax credit? It is a fixed tax credit in federal and provincial, which is 5,000 sa federal at 10,000 sa provincial, na binibigay dun sa first, pag ikaw ay bumili ng bahay for the first time.
Oh, I see. All right.
So, ganun pala yun. Sa pagbili ng bahay, importante, malaman mo kung anong bahay bibilin mo, saan mo kukunin ng pera mo, sa anong insurance ang bibilin mo, at anong tax credit ang pwede mong gamitin.
At saka isang mabilis lang, bukod pa po doon sa insurance na to protect the mortgage at saka yung mortgage value, no? People also need to also consider getting what we call a general liability insurance that protects the house from fire, theft, robbery, and lahat ng iba pa. So, loss ng liability. So, for more information about that, you can also go and log into our Facebook account at Pinoy Channel. Magtanong po kayo doon at sasagutin po yun ng mga resident financial advisors at the same time ng ating Mr. Taxman.
So, ayan po mga kababayan, marami tayong natutunan ngayon mula kina Ernest, Shay, Gani, and Joey about sa pagbili ng bahay. Marami pa po tayong mga katanungan pero kulang lang po oras natin. Nagpapasalamat po kami sa lahat ng guests natin at sana po nag-enjoy kayo sa episode na ito.
Sa pagbabalik po ng Pinoy Channel, antabayan na natin ang report ni Joey na nakaka-GV. Alright, sa pagbabalik po ng
Pinoy Channel.
Sa ating mga kababayan, kamusta kayo? Naka-recover na ba tayo? Ewan ko lang. Siguro lahat naman tayo naka-recover na, no? Lalo-lalo na sa laban, specifically na nangyari nitong May 2, na kung saan naganap ang tinatawag na Ultimate Fight of the Century, kung saan ang lahat ng Pilipino at iba't ibang lahi ay nakatutok sa laban ng dalawang boksingero, at isa sa mga ito ang ating manok na si Manny Pacquiao. Yan. Nakaka-proud naman talagang isipin na halos lahat ng tao sa mundo ay kilala at alam na siya ay Pilipino. Actually po, kung may tatanong nyo sa Pilipinas, 0 crime rate kapag naglalaban si Manny Pacquiao pag lumalaban yan. Maraming technical na ulat ang lumabas regarding sa fight at hindi ko na isa-isahin yon kasi napanood nyo na yun sa Twitter, napanood nyo na yun sa Facebook at sa social media. Okay? So, kaya naman po, sa amin dito sa Pinoy Channel at sa Saskatchewan, maraming salamat sa iyo, Manny Pacquiao, sa pagbibigay mo sa amin at pagpapakita mo ng talino at talento at ganun pa rin at pag-aangat ng flag ng ating bansa, Pilipinas. Maraming salamat sa iyo sa pakikibahagi at pag-represent sa mga Pilipino. Okay? At hindi lang yan. Dito sa loob ng Saskatchewan, loob at labas, tunghayan naman po natin ang mga upcoming activities at mga paandar dito sa WhatsApp sa inyong community.
Welcome back to Pinoy Channel. Sana po marami kayong natutunan today sa ating episode. Unang-una po sa lahat, gusto ko po magpasalamat sa guest natin today. Kumintang
Folk
Dance Ensemble,
Ensemble.
si Shay Loresca, at sa mga volunteers natin. Unang-una si Joanne Asuncion, sa writers natin si Jill Masalonga and Hazel.
Pinapasalamatan ko rin po yung may bahay ni Jeric Mendoza. Actually, doon po kami nag-conduct ng ating cooking segment. Maraming salamat, Mayet Mendoza.
Wow, ate!
Ikaw na,
Thank you so
talaga.
much.
Gamitin na rin natin pagkakataon na imbitahan natin sila sa show ni Darren sa July 3
Oh yeah, tama.
sa TCU Place. So, yung hindi pa nakakabili ng ticket, they can buy tickets sa www.filipinobusinessclub.com or sa mga paborito nilang Pinoy stores.
That's right.
We are also proud to announce that the City Council of Saskatoon has declared June 6 to 13 as Philippine-Canadian Week.
Wow!
Ito ay hindi
Nice.
lamang pag-declare or in accordance with the Philippine Independence Day celebration, kundi pagkilala rin sa contribution ng manggagawang Pilipino dito sa Saskatoon.
Tama yun. At initiative yan ng PhilGas.
Yes.
Right?
Kaya tama po yung initiative ng PhilCast. Kaya po lahat po tayo, ini-invite ko po tayong lahat ng Pilipino, hindi lang po sa Saskatoon, kundi sa Saskatchewan. Reach out po sa Filipino Canadian Association or PhilCast. Go to the website at www.philcast.ca. Yeah.
Bago po tayo magtapos, Kuya Gani and the rest, gusto ko lang po imbitahan din ang mga kababayan natin dito sa Saskatoon sa May 23rd sa Pinoy Santa Cruzan, which is sponsored by Filipino Heritage School, and it's gonna be in
May
St.
20.
Anne's. St. Anne's Parish. Yeah.
Okay.
And also, please hit like po sa aming FB page, Pinoy Channel, and visit our website, www.filipinobusinessclub.com.
Tama po. Kung may katanungan, dagdag na katanungan po tungkol sa aming show at topics, pumunta lang po kayo sa aming official Facebook page at sa aming website at mag-like po kayo at mag-message at kontakin nyo rin po kaming mga resource person para mabigyan po namin kayo ng karagdagang impormasyon. And this has been this has been a very good episode.
Yes,
no?
yes.
That's very informative.
At maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Joey Amor.
Ako po si Jeric Mendoza.
Isagani Fabi.
Ako po si Dex Eniseo.
And I'm Ernest Vigonte.
And this has been your
Pinoy Channel!